So I'm pleading, please. Because even me as a person, I'm at stake now because I'm just shaking when it comes to my children still coming. So I don't know, sir. Is there any means for us, people that are coming very far? There are so many people that wish to be in this school because of that transportation. So I just look into it.
Next question, that is suggestion.
Yes,
Next question or suggestion. Next question or suggestion. No. Okay.
Alright, good afternoon all. I want to first of all ask a question which I was expecting some of you to ask. You didn't ask. Most of you are going to be a subject teacher, and I expected you to ask how you're going to allocate math when it comes to attendance. Because I know the attendance is taken in the morning, especially those ones who are marking register. And the class teacher will always have the privilege to take it from there. When you want to count it, you get it. And sometimes a subject teacher enters and maybe the child is not there or was sick and was rushed out during break time or thereabouts. At that point, how is a subject teacher going to count or take his or her attendance to award the marks? That's one. Then when it comes to suggestion, I want to please, I know I'm not supposed to ask that here. I was supposed to meet with Sir and maybe probably two of our management staff to discuss this. But for the benefit of doubt, as they are going back, it's concerning the awards of marks to early years class. Nursery 1 doesn't write tests. And for reception, what they write is not exams, is assessment. Because most of them don't answer the question that they take like 2-3 days for you to assess them. Not like they don't know, but most of them will not talk at that time when you want them to talk. And as such, what we do is to assess them to see that what the teacher has been teaching them, they're able to assimilate it. And as such, how do you award marks to tests when they don't write tests? Nursery 1 doesn't write tests, reception doesn't write tests. And their exams, you only ask them and they give you orally. And the exam is always 100%. Even if you want to give attendance to it, sir, reception children, most of them, I know a whole lot of them who are, because they are too small, and most times their immune system, they got sick a whole lot. They got sick a whole lot. We have a lot of them, most times, in 5 days in a week, comes 3 times, some 4 times. Not like the parents wish to keep them at home, but because of, sometimes it's the way that they change of weather and they decide to adjust to it because of their immune system. So I'll plead that the new curriculum and the awards of math should be, at least for now, let's just see if it can work with the lower and upper primary and checkmate and see how the whole thing will balance for this term. If by next term we can try to see how we can bring them in gradually, maybe from nursery 2, and when nursery 2 is still, we can now think of bringing nursery 1 if need be, or we allow nursery 2, 1 and reception out of it and let them just cooperate with the way we have been operating. Then we run the new curriculum and the awarding of marks the way we have agreed on the lower and the upper primary. Thank you.
Okay. Let me ask a question. Do reception write exams?
Yes.
Do reception write exams?
Yes, sir.
Can you write exam without a test? Can you write exam without a test?
No.
Like to say reception write test. Whatever you give to that child in reception to mark up 100% or whatever you are giving, you mean they are doing it, isn't it? A child, you want to set test for the child. A man, a woman, and children is, do they answer?
Yes.
That is test. Assessment. Who is writing that thing down?
The teacher.
The teacher. Based on what the child, that is test. Award them. Award them exactly. Award them. That will help us to be able to evaluate that child. Do you understand me? Award them. You are teaching, you want them to respond, isn't it? You ask question. You ask, they respond. Record. That child was able to answer. Because in their own, it's either three topics. First term A, B, C to maybe F. Isn't it? You run like 6 letters for the whole term. Ask them question from there. Award them. Score. When it is exams, they will write the way you used to ask them to tell you, write it, mark. But take notes, exams is total of 50. Test is total of 20. Or you round it and say the assessment, you know that the other one is 10, the other one is 10, the other one is 10, the assessment is 50. Make sure all the, as is being apportioned, you are doing according. That will help you. Those marks is to encourage you to make the learners participate. Because you will relax only waiting for exams. We will ask you, because exams is after 11 weeks. Isn't it? But the other one you're answering is the answer based on what you are teaching them. Is giving them lively. A child will respond in the class about that question and later write the question in a test. That same question in exams. What did you think that child will be? Will be perfect. Will be perfect. That's what we are targeting. We want to release children that will become engineers. We want to release students that will become doctors. We want to release children. We don't want children. You know why many of us choose different subjects when we get to SS1. They ask us to choose subject. It's not someone who asks you to do this. You say, okay. You see, some of us, we were not good in science. We were not good in arts. We rushed to commercial. I was a commercial student because I was not too good. I was so happy in doing typing, typewriters at that time. You didn't born that time. We were using typewriter in school. I know you were there. So doing typing, I think you were at the Millis because we were there. That was, we do typing. You understand? And why do we choose that? In my primary school, I was not properly empowered. I was influenced when I started the secondary school. I was influenced by those subjects because I was not given a good foundation. If I was given a good foundation, I cannot do commercial. I cannot do arts. I also want to do science because the science are the people who are ready to study. That's the truth. Because it has a lot of problems. They are solving a lot of problems, not our own. What is social studies? Social study is this. But their own. When X go up, the Y jump to the mango, and the speed run, and the velocity handling, and everything is what? Calculation has come. When they come to geography, they give you trade. Start marking the trade to give the dimension. At the end, you work. They have a lot of working. That is because those people that are offering that subject, they have good foundation. It's the truth. Don't allow anybody to tell you that was how you were destined to do arts, to do science, to do commercial. It is error. It is cabbage in and cabbage out. What was given to you is what you are receiving. It's not nature. It's not nature that they say God put you. God created everything and see that everything He created was perfect. We choose where we belong. I was bad in education. Sincerely, I like telling people, unable to write. Even at my JS3, I cannot write very simple sentence. Error from my background. Who didn't care about me? But I went to my father. He should write 2 letters was, why I went to my father was, one of my uncle, who is the husband to my auntie there, when he came from Lagos, he picked a book, gave to my younger sister, Lizzie. That Lizzie is a small girl to me. My face is always young. I kept her 6 years behind. They picked it and gave to my small sister in Christian Northern School. He started reading. And the man said, good, good, good. Huh? I was in secondary school. They said, before they asked me to read, he trained me. The Joe. Read now. From the beginning to the end, I was holding the paper. Nothing happened. Hashem, fine. He now recommended that I should be reading this small pocket Bible. That it has simple English. But even at that, he didn't even start. When I was ashamed, I have to go to my father. Please, you should be writing 2 letter words. 2 letter, writing, you will draw a column, 1, 2, 2 letter words, 3 letter words, 4 letter words. He will teach me after teaching me from A to Z, ask me to read, I pause. Even him, he was tired. He said, my son, go and sit down. If it was some parent, they will immediately apportion carpentry work. Go and learn mechanic. Go and learn shoemaker. You're not good. You're not good. You're bad. But I spent 1 year in the house. I was in the same class, though different school with my mother. JS3, I couldn't write. I stayed in the house for 2 academic years. No, 2 terms. When the next academic year, I was now sent to another school, and which was a private school. Oh boy, I was the first class expo. What I'm talking about first class. I'm talking about the expo that I specialize. I specialize on it. Even in my secondary school, I can sit down and write the promotional exams. I do expo. The school cannot cash me for expo. If I say the idea now, you go and use it in the university. I don't want to. Because I didn't gather anything. Yes. Look at my scenario. I started primary school. The first primary school that's supposed to be promoted into the next class, I took myself back to the class I'm supposed to leave. I repeat the class. My first day in school. In my JS1, I entered the school. I repeated JS1. I was removed when I got to JS3. My first class in the senior class in SS1, I repeated a class. You think my age is small age? Some have repeated primary, repeated in secondary, repeated in senior class, 3 years behind. I should have been sent to mechanic, but that man continued to do well. When I write my promotional exam in my secondary school, I do a first class one. Let me tell you, in case you want to go and do university, when they hold you there, you are in trouble. You know, in secondary school, that is why I don't want to introduce foolscap here. Tear your book and write. That's why I don't want to introduce here. Because I knew what I did in my primary school. The first day of exams, I know that we are using foolscap. I will go to the house, arrange my own, I will see the style of the foolscap. They used to use this Okugogo. This is not the white one, the other type. I would take it to the house. I will buy my own. Start asking as questions. That's the answers. I will write my name, write my class, write the subjects, write my exam number, write the subject's name. I would start number 1. If I wanted to define an economics, I will write economics. I start defining it. I define everything. I put from if it's full, the full scarf, I put another one full. Now, I will put it, then I will fold it like this. When I want to go to the classroom, this is a door. I will open it. When I used to tuck in my clothes, so nobody knows that if I've done anything wrong. When I put it like this, very gently, when I enter the classroom, they will give me the answer booklet. Once they give me, I know that the answer booklet they have stamped. Isn't it? I started behaving, writing. I will write. I will demand for new paper. I will demand for new paper. He said, you have not written. No, I have given new paper, 1 paper. They gave me. They know that I have 2 papers on my table. I pick one and fix where I have this. I remove this one and drop. You cannot come and tell me it's not me that write out those things. I am not using this one to be copying to this one. Any answer I pick from here, any answer I will turn, any answer at the end I did well. Have I not done well? That was my problem. To manage and so that I will not continue to be repeating class. But a day came. When I started seeing myself writing, I involved in press club. That press club encouraged me to be. I used to do cartoon. When you misbehave, I put cartoon and post on the board. I use PG because cartoon is good in PG. I started developing writing. I joined English Writing Association. I started developing, and I discovered that it's good to write. I started writing something. Someday I will write drama. My sister will be laughing when they read it. For instance, when I would just say a knock on the door, I would just be a knock on the door and I would now put this person, come in, and now my come here will write COMING. And when they read it, I love it, they will be saying, come in. They will laugh, but they will not understand until as I was going, I discovered that it was not actually coming, it's come in. And I developed, started reading Bible. But today, come out, let's write. Let's start doing something. Let's write, let's attend to things. I would have been lost in mechanical production. What I'm telling you is that it's what they give you that will, whatever you give to a child now, will disturb that child till the last class. And will end the child dumping everything that school is not working for. And join another method. Our pupils here must go tall because what I experienced. So let every mark be given through the mark. You'll be able to assess. Imagine you assessing the child in them answering question or respond to question in your class. And you are able to assess them well. They answer question at the end of your class. And they write exams. You cannot tell me they will not know. And don't forget, most of the time, the same assignment, the home activity you are giving to them, is the same question they are writing. The same question you ask. It's the same question they write in the class. It's the same question you give them to take it home. Don't bring another question. Don't develop a different question. The question, whatever you are teaching, you are here, and you are asking question. What is social studies? Those who can attempt will attempt. Fine, record. When you are writing the test, write the test. What is social studies? Let them write. After writing, put in their notes. What is social studies? Let them take home. It is there you will know that if it is the parent that help. Do you understand? It is there that you know that this is not the child's answering. Because you know the child have answered in the first class response. He has answered in the test. And you are giving this and the child answered. You will be satisfied with what is good. But the child have not attempted this, have not attempted this and got this. And when and brought a different grammar that the child have not performed, you will know it is better. All this is for us to help and come up with good things. So we will give it mark to every class, except our sleeping babies. Their own is to sing. Sing, identify a big letter A for the whole term. To see a big letter A. Sing. Sing. You understand? Scatter the paper with crayon. Just, that is their own. Don't worry. The teachers know what to do. But from reception, let them learn so that they can write. God bless you for today. And while we will be entertaining ourselves, those who have returned their form, we will endeavor to put their certificate ready. And we are going to issue the certificate. And we will also print few subjects scheme and give to you, at least for the first term. I didn't have time. I was not sound yesterday night. I should have prepared math and English. But a little bit okay today. I will put those things so that by the time you will be going with honors, we will announce your class. We will announce your subjects. Now, once we announce your subjects, know that you have been, saddled with responsibility. We will now know where the child is not doing well. The child is not doing well in what area? Maths. Understand? We know who we should talk to. Not maths, this person. English, this person. Home economics, this person. We will now know the area who is the teacher that is not good. We will give it to you, and at the end of it, you will go and develop your lesson plan and notes. Don't forget, I said you are free once you have your skill. You are free to write your lesson note. If you like, write for the whole term. Now that you are a subject teacher, but we'll be marking weekly. Why we do that? So that you have enough time. If you want to use the whole of it today and write 4 weeks, and the next day you write for 4 weeks, the next day you write for 4 weeks, you are through with for the term. Then the rest of the day will be while you are going to the house, you are reading the note. Not the one that weekend you write. The same note you are going to 16 subjects, the same note you are going to teach is the one, the Saturday, Sunday is what you are writing the note. And you bring it on Monday, you think you will do, you will not do it. You only deceive it. It's only that the children are not the type that ask questions. If they are tired, they will tell you, madam, you are not doing the right one. Most of the subjects you are teaching, they learn from the other class. The next class is just in advance. They will ask you, it's not true. It's not true. They will tell you it's not true. So, write notes. Spend time, write notes. Put your notes. Write enough. They will be signing it. Like I said, if we can be able to assess some of you that you are good, some of the notes you can mark. Our initial plan was that different heads, the head of nursery should mark the note. the head of primary should mark the note. But because you are not able to embrace the system and take caution. But once you are not able to take caution, you'll be just be playing with the notes. So school will start on Monday. When we finish eating, the rest of the discussion, the rest of the talk we are going to do, we are going to analyze what we are doing. We are going to give our performance. And Mercy that was here, she told me that after she went, she felt seriously sick. I don't know how it was. I don't know whether she ate much. She might not be able to come on Monday, because she's supposed to come with the analysis that I asked her to perform. But however, we will announce it. We will announce subjects. Once you have your subjects, know that that's what we'll be teaching. If you are asked to teach maths, go and put your eye in the maths. I don't have special person again. If they place you to teach maths, go and put your head in the maths. It's simple. And you have issue, always bring the maths. We will talk. We will share the idea. We will share the idea. Okay? Please, I hope the food is ready. I hope it's recorded. As I said, if you know you can stand here boldly, you will come out, ask question, not only question. You can ask question, you can suggest. Whatever you feel. You can bring suggestion, you can even evaluate. But if you know you will not, please write it down. We will stand here, call your name, read the question, and we'll attend to that question. And if you also know you are not going to write, you are not going to stand here boldly, tell your neighbor, please help me and ask this question. Because some persons may know what to ask, but the moment they come out, they fumble. In my secondary school, when the white people came to our school from Baha'i Faith, they came to introduce Baha'i Faith to us, we Christians, so that we will embrace their own. So, before they came, our counselors, our school counselor have already advised us, please, if you know you want to ask question, ask your neighbor first. This is the question I want to ask. Is it normal? If the person says it's normal, you come and ask. Then throw that to us. You know, children, we were laughing, we were not able to ask questions. Do you know that the first person that they asked, that raised her hand, I saw her, she's at NMIC here now. She raised her hand. They said, yes, okay, come, give her mic, give her mic. She collected mine. Hello, ma. Are you a married woman? They said, yeah, what? I'm asking, are you a married woman? All of us will laugh. Till we leave secondary school, we call the young lady married woman. But if she has asked her neighbor, I want to ask, are you a married woman? Perhaps someone would have said, no, it should not be marriage, but married woman. So be careful. Okay, ma, let's see. You can stand while moderating. If I have to come and talk, I will come and talk, but you moderate. Who have the question to ask? Go straight.
Okay, who have a marriage question to ask?
Go.
Okay, please come.
I actually have up to 4
Go and stand up.
Okay, good afternoon all. My first question actually, we're told about lesson note and lesson plan, but we actually don't know the difference between lesson note and lesson plan. So that's my first question.
Okay.
The second question, we're talking about instructional material, and I'm now thinking, maybe let's say you have you're planning for a lot of lesson note and all that. You might not have time to come out and look for all this instructional material. Is it possible for the school to actually give some instructional material because you oversee the curriculum of the school? You know what the scheme of work is all about. So is it possible for the school to, as you're planning the scheme of work, you're also planning for instructional material? Then the third question is, you're talking about not even giving punishment in class. So I want to understand, if someone is making noise in my class, do I just look at the person and say, oh, stop making noise? There are some people that you tell them stop making noise and you still continue. And you can't give punishment to that child. I have to pause my class and take the person down to the director and tell the person, oh, this person was making noise. And I'm now depriving other people in the class about the knowledge, because I actually paused that class for about 10 minutes. So I wasn't teaching in that 10 minutes. I took the child out to the director or the head of school to punish the child. So about the giving of punishment in class, I would like to get more enlightened about that.
Okay. The first one is
Different between
lesson plan and okay. The last one is what?
about punishment.
About punishment.
Yeah.
Okay. Some persons will say lesson note and some will say lesson plan. Let me tell you something so that you understand what it is. If you check your Google, individual persons have put different meanings to what they are doing. You understand me? Now, you see this structure. From the go up of this, go up. Go up. That's use your left. Go up, go up, go up, go up. I want to help you out. Go up. Go up, go up, go up, go up. Okay. Go up. Fine. Look at this arrangement. Now go down. You have topic, go down. You have gender age, go down. You have date duration week, go down. You have behavioral objectives, go down. You have instructional materials, go down. You have entry behavior, go down. You have set induction, go down. You have instruction procedure, go down. Lesson plan. Lesson what? Lesson
Plan.
Come here. What is expected? What you are going to teach the pupils is inside here. The notes you are to teach is inside here. And that's what we call lesson notes. It is a note. But the entire frame, entire structure is the lesson plan because it's a plan. You have put it into working. But the one you are going to teach, talking to them, you know, when you are teaching, you don't go back and tell the pupils, step one, evaluation, the development content. Do you tell them? You don't. Teacher activities, you don't tell them. But all those things you put, they are all plans for you. So the lesson note is the one you are going to teach. Do you understand? Concerning teaching aid, it is only a lazy instructor or educator that one ready-made all round. You call yourself a teacher, pen, we bought it for you. Teacher, we gave you marker. Teacher, we gave you board. Teacher, we gave you exercise book. And we still give you teaching aid. What are you earning the salary for? To come and talk. To come and talk. A farmer going to farm will buy his what? Shovel, buy his hoe, buy everything, and go to the farm. A bricklayer who want to go and mow block for somebody will not go and ask the person that own that, please, give me your mow, give me your shovel. He will prepare, carry the mow, carry the shovel, and do the job. At the end, collect money. Are you understanding? It is your own responsibility to make your class teaching more better. How would the school give you teaching aid? The school will go and upload mango and give to you to come and teach. The school will go and bring plasma TV for you so that you showcase. You can bring your TV from house. Yes.
No, I mean, like the printed, the one like maybe part of the body, those ones that they give a baby and all that, maybe the school could help out.
How do the school help? If you come out with what you have, it's quite different. You are sorting. You are talking about finished products. We don't say anybody can do supply teaching aid, can do the photocopy, but make sure your class, the people have paid for their paper. Once your class, nobody is paying for the paper, don't come. You go and buy paper and we photocopy for you. We will tell you the names of the people that have not paid paper. You will now make sure they submit their paper. But however, the computer is available. If you know computer, go and sit down, develop your thing. If you are a graphic designer, go down, sit in that computer, do it, print it, do your design, and present your thing more reality. Yeah, you will always help in that part of computer. But to go and bring extra teaching aid, when you go to market and see something beautiful for your teaching, buy. Those days in secondary and primary school, they will actually go and carry periwinkle shell, snail shells, tin tomatoes, and those they will put it in one corner. They call it like store. But each time they want to teach, any teaching aid that is there, they will remove it and start teaching the children. But you can't ask the children to go and bring teaching aid for you. Because during our time, we were growing big people. We were in secondary primary school that time. And talk big people. Talk about people. They tell people that they were wearing 3/4 trouser. As in, it was, you know, primary school was short, but because they were big people, they were wearing 3/4. I'm talking about primary school that they punished some of us that were in lower class. I was schooling in a school that these people, Paul Maifa them. Some of you, I don't know whether you know such rugged people. Itawa, Anderson will know Itawa. He used to be a goalkeeper playing ball. So the way they treated us was not the way that we want it to work here. Our own is teacher provide everything. You don't punish. We don't. When you come here, we have not given you cane, and we have never asked people to bring cane. Do we? If you did, once it become problem, the next thing we do is, please sir, please ma'am, we have given you the teacher, do the needful. You will be arrested. School will not talk, because it is one of the conditions of service. Don't flog. We have a lot of methods to correct that child.
Is kneeling down accepted?
Don't ask them to kneel down. Don't ask them to kneel down. They can stand.
I tell them to stand and close their eyes.
Understand? They can stand. You think standing is making somebody enjoy? When you are not the one talking, you are not the one talking, then you stand. You will understand it is a big punishment. But in our school, primary school, they asked us to pick pig. And we were so happy. Other children will be laughing. We do like this. You understand? They They were giving us hack. That's why you see most of them becoming criminals now, cultists. Because you were the one that first trained them in primary school, corporal punishment. You carry stone on their head. You ask them to kneel down on top of a periwinkle shell. A lot of things. You ask them to row on the field. And they grown up and handle gun. And they see you that time. You are one of the victims now. Who have another question? Come forward.
I want to ask if the new curriculum is looking for nursery session. The new curriculum, the allocation of mark is applicable for nursery session. And then secondly, I want to also ask, like somebody that is going for leave, and then maybe I go for maternity leave, and then my service is no longer needed. What happened to my security fund?
If you are going for leave, you are not resigning, isn't it? Are you resigning?
No.
At the end of it, perhaps we gave you 3 months according to our condition of service. And 3 months you are not yet back. You want to dedicate the child at 4 months. You have refused coming, you have refused resuming. Isn't it? You have refused resuming. Because in your letter of the leave we give to you, we have included that you are to resume work on so day. And you are not resumed, nothing will tell you to come back. You know you have not resumed, you have closed the chapter. And we'll send you a congratulatory message for that. But because we have said something, if you go for maternity leave, and at the end, you come back, and we receive you, that will be on the ground that you are one of the persons that want to learn and want to continue to contribute to the system. But once we know that you are the type we are managing, the moment you go for maternity, we'll give you, in your letter we'll say we'll call you back. We will call you at the expiration of 3 months. We will call you. We will not write resume. We say we will call you. That is the story. And we will pay you for the security fund. Because we don't want you again. We'll pay you. You see, it's different, two different things. For early years, the market is the same. It's the same 100%. But the other one, they don't score marks, as in the other babies are. But so far, test is administered, exam is administered, it's the same process, the same thing. You understand? The same thing. Answer for them. They are only objective, subjective answer. They will also score them. The same thing. Okay, come forward.
So please, the question I want to ask is still on the security fund. For example, like some of the old people, I remember the security fund started 2019, and some months ago we had a new rule that is being attached to the pay slip at the back, which there is a number that you show written on it to specify the numbers of months the security fund is being deducted or is being paid. Now, sir, these 15 months we are talking about, like the old people, are you counting from the 2019 or is it on the new rule, the new one that is being placed?
You have heard that question. The old persons, it was a month deduction, and there was nothing like subsequent deduction. The 50 month we are talking about is the subsequent deduction, and we have shown on the pay slip that first deposits will be that amount that they deducted from you. It will appear here, but the counting is the number of months the 1,000 are being deducted. Just that. Question?
Suggestion.
Question first before suggestion. Come. If you want to ask, come closer so that.
That's everyone.
Please, my question still goes to the allocation of maths. The class test, the class activity. The point you said, after teaching, you ask questions. When the learner answer the question, you give marks. And then you also give the paper home. You write the questions on the board. And they now write it inside their answer it inside their booklet. Are we still going to apportion the marks to the one that answer verbally? And then those ones, and they also partake in the written one.
Okay. Is it one question or two?
It's one question I want to know.
Do
Am
you have
I giving
another
the same question the marks?
Do you have another question? Okay. That's what I was asking. Every member of the class, which is the learners, attends class question. All of them equally attend at the end of the class, the test they put them to write. If the first person did well in answering question and didn't do it well in writing on, that plus that one is the mark. The one who didn't attend, therefore means is 0 plus this. You are adding it, that's why we have a total of 100%. The total. So don't say this one made 10 and that is 10 over 100. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. They must attend to all the questions. Who else? Come quickly.
Good afternoon, all. My question goes to Mr. Asuko. When on his topic, there is something he mentioned that we have three types classes of learners. The first one is the visual, the auditory, and the kinesthetic learner. So my question now is, what of if it happens that there is a particular learner that don't fall among these three classes? That means even when he's seen at the board, it's not there. The one that in the three does not fall among the classes. So how are you going to assess this person, or where are you going to place such a learner? That is one.
Asuko, go.
Hello. Study have shown that out of 100% of the generality of the learners, that at least 95% of them will fall under that range. You put this test analysis to yourself. Is either a child is a keen listener or a child is a keen follower. Follower in the sense that he or she uses eyes to observe. There is no how you have learners that are falling out of this. It's very rare to come by. That is why the research is saying approximately out of 100%, you can say 80% or 90%. Now the remaining percentage now is either they don't exist That is to say, if you plus or minus divide your class, you will either have people or learners that are very disturbing. They are always on your neck. And then I think let me use this opportunity and say this. It's a particular class last term that was always being rated as a class that the learners they are always making noise. And you ask, what are they been eating to come to school? That 247 from the time they arrive school to the time they are leaving school, no dull moment. Then I think if you are given such class, you try and move towards this direction. That means that class needs a whole lot of activities just to calm them down. That means the teacher of that class have so much in his or her hand to make sure that that class, make sure that you engage them activity-wise. You will see that consistently the thing will start reducing. I am not standing here to promise you that within a twinkle of an eye it's going to vanish, but it's a gradual something.
Next person.
Suggestions will come next. Questions.
Good afternoon, all. I have a question for the college secretary. I thank him for the classroom management and Montessori evaluations. He's an expert there. He knows it too well. But I want him to clarify me from your presentation. You have established that educator or teacher is the person in charge of the classroom institution, the business going on there. The educator is in charge. Now, you will also establish that in the Montessori aspect of it, the learner is the one detecting. Has that been established? Those two things have been established now in the course of your presentation. My question now is, when do the educator loses his position as a man in charge of the classroom concerning classroom management? That's the question.
Yes, I'm very happy for that question. It's a very technical question. Now, I talked about in Montessori, the learners are the one detecting the learning method they want, while the teacher guides. When the teacher is guiding, you are still exercising your authority, because in the process of the learner detecting, like I picture something about a child by name Odubu that will always run around before coming to settle down for writing or for reading. And the teacher will now patiently follow him to run around and now coming back. Because if you don't follow him to run around in that process, the aim of you making sure that he writes or he reads will be defeated. That is not to say you are not in charge. You are only trying to monitor and coordinate that method because you have the aim of delivering the writing and the reading aspect to these learners. But you are only following because that is his pattern. It might not be like that for every other child. But you are guiding. I also picture the way some of us presented in the way of coming to maybe crack jokes or maybe help the learners to relax and enjoy the teaching atmosphere, only for us to end up not being in control of the class. Maybe the class is getting out of our hand, becoming over rowdy. But you can still do that and still have the control of that class. So, to balance the two in classroom management is this. You will always see where it will talk about that the instructor's role there is to guide. And from what I understand about guiding, that is where you exercise your authority. That is where you exercise your control. You have given someone the liberty to choose what he or she wants to do. But in the midst of that liberty of choosing what you want to do, you have the do's and the don'ts. You are guided properly. It's just like telling children to go and play. And then they know that they are at liberty to play and do jump. But then in every aspect of what is outside there for them to use in playing, the do's and don'ts, they are applicable. That okay, while you are playing, nobody is telling you not to play. But while you are playing, you should know that by the time you play and go this way, you might injure yourself. It might not be spelled out. That is why you are there to guide. So please, as educators, don't misunderstand this concept. That the fact that you are managing your class doesn't mean you have to like throw caution to the wind and allow anything to happen. Some of these children, they can be very tempting. They can want to dare you. They can want to get at you by what they want to exhibit, or by what they exhibit. And you are here saying, okay, because I was told, or it's a norm that I don't have to. Like in the aspect of the question you also asked, I was pondering what will be running in the minds of some people in a situation whereby you need to handle that situation. The class is going out of hand. Things are happening. And you have tried bringing up a lot of things to checkmate and none is working. It can be very, very frustrating. And then you are now thinking, what should I do? That is where the creativity comes in. You have situations whereby you make your class very interesting. A class that is interesting, no learner wants to miss out. And in that midst of learners not wanting to miss out, and a child is misbehaving, I can simply quote to you, if you continue making that thing or doing that thing, when we are doing this, you are completely out. For instance, the time will come for us to maybe dance Owambe. Oh, this class that is coming, I'm going to use my MP3 to play music because it's a dance class. And you, sorry, you are going to sit down or face the back. A child is already conscious that there is a big fun that he or she is going to miss, and that alone will comport the child without you telling the child, okay, let's go to the administrator, let's go to here. Something has already spoken to the child that you are in charge, but you are not using something. You may not use harsh words. So when you are delivering the Montessori method, the guiding that you are doing, please exercise your authority. That is where one of these points was talking about document rules. Be firm. If you are saying, these children, they are very wonderful people. If you are saying, anybody that did not do this will not do this, please stand on your word. Stand by that word. Because if you feel jet, if another learner will come up with something and say, after all, the previous one, nothing was done. So be firm, document your rule. If this rule specify that if you violate this rule, these are the consequences. Let that consequences do what? Follow through. So that you will not have any issue of a child maybe coming up to say, this was done by this person did not do this, did not do that. So please be firm in your decision and your direction. Please, the next decision. Is that nothing? I don't know if
So the allocation of mark comes with attendance, and I want to suggest maybe this new curriculum and this new allocation of mark should be conveyed to our parents. Most of them that like keeping their children at home, it will sure affect the attendance, which is the mark. And then when it comes to field drive too, we'll also be taking this mark every day. What about the field drive period? Those students that are not there will also, their marks will also come down. So maybe there should be a period, maybe this next week or just early before this term, to convey this message to our parents, so they'll be aware that once they keep their child at home, they shouldn't come back to complain that their child is not doing well or the aspect of the learning aspect. And then secondly, I have so many people that want to register their children, but there's one major problem. They will always ask, is there school bus? Because most of them find it difficult, like the one live that is living close to us, that there's no how she will be coming to come and drop the child or leaving the child with the bike.
Having come to the end of this seminar, and we have to put something as a remembrance. And that thing is not the food we ate. That thing is not our presence here. That thing is a certificate that will remind you that sometime, someday, there is a certificate. So we are going to present the certificates, and as I will call your name, I really want to sign it there. As I will call your name to be sure you are around, then I sign and I give it to you. Once I call your name, about signing, you come around and get it. Effiong Emilia Asukwo.
Yes, sir.
You can show to the camera. Ethan Paul Okul. You can laminate it to have a good look. Okwa Angela Akon. Eton Silverlane Ojo. Deaconess Mrs. Eselewan Anyegan Isaac.
What a long name.
Miss Akon Godwin Okon. Mrs. Ifre Ita Aye. I can understand Effiong. Okon Mesembe Basi. Chidinma Ebenezer Eyo. Yana Nsebasi Egano. Effiong Aaron Charles. Ono Aret Utre. Sarah Basi Ukbong. Ike Alice Aji. The last person I'm going to read the contents of as Paul will take over the media. Remember, there are a lot of buttons there. If you press anything. Clarence International School, Calabar Municipality, Cross River State, Nigeria. 2021 General Staff Seminar, Certificate of Participation. This is to certify that Asukwo Okon Basi, as you come forward, participated in the 2021 General Staff Seminar on the theme Educational Mediocrity and Duty of Educators to Battle the Deficiency of Students, held from September 1st to 3rd, 2021, organized by Clarence International Schools, Calabar, Cross River State, dated September 3rd, 2021. Congratulations. Congratulations to every one of you. That certificate may seem to some of us who have not obtained certificate before as a main paper. But some of us who have understand what is certificate, no matter the seminar you attend, will know that it really adding value to whatever you are going to do. You can use, snap it, post on the Facebook, let them know you are really on. Yes. Your colleague that you were together, you have attended a seminar, but your colleague have not yet attended a seminar. You are adding advantage to yourself. The more training you attend, the more expertise you will become. Once again, congratulations to everyone.